Perhaps many people in the world have never heard the name of this country, the Republic of Seychelles. This small country located on the eastern side of the African continent is rarely reported in media. In fact, this country is an attractive tourist destination because of its beautiful beaches. Republic of Seychelles is an islands country, located in the Indian Ocean, about 1,500 kilometers eastern of the African continent. This country consists of 115 small islands. The capital is Victoria, in May Island. Abu Hassan al-Marzudi, an Arab Muslim historian and geographer from Baghdad, who lived in the 10th century AD, was the first to discover the Seychelles Islands. He described the islands, which lies at the crossroads between India and the African continent, as a livable place. The islands was firstly inhabited by Muslims traders coming from India, who later laid the foundation for the first communities in the Seychelles. But after more than 2 centuries of colonization by French and Britons, Muslims have become a minority. Seychelles proclaimed its independence from Britain on June 29, 1976. Since then, this country has continued to grow and developed, so it has now become one of the countries with the highest Human Development Index, HDI, in Africa.
The current population of Seychelles is around 100,000 people. This makes it a sovereign country with the smallest population in the African region.
The number of Muslims in Seychelles is around 1,490 people, or only 1.6% of the total population. The country's largest income comes from the tourism industry. The history of the presence of Islam in Seychelles is quite interesting. Several sources said, Muslim sailors and traders had visited these islands long before Europeans came there in the early 16th century. However, Islam was never officially recognized there until the first mosque was built in the capital Victoria in 1982. Over the next 2 centuries, the demographic figures of Seychelles continued to change due to the influence of colonialism and imperialism by European countries, such as France and Britain, on the islands. After independence from Britain, Islam began to show its presence in Seychelles. Today, Muslims can live side by side with non-Muslim communities, whom the majority are Catholic. Muslims mostly live on May Island, the largest island in the Seychelles. The first mosque was established in the capital Victoria, which was followed by the establishment of a charitable foundation and a Tahfidzul Quran school. The school is also a center for teaching Islam and Arabic for children. Muslims also established an institution to oversee the halal slaughter of animals. This small country has succeeded in implementing the principle of tolerance quite well in the lives of its people. As proof, the Seychelles government allows Muslims to broadcast religious messages in a state television every Friday, although for a very limited duration, 15 minutes. The Muslim community continues to grow in the Seychelles as Islamic preaching becomes more active there. Today, the number of Muslims there is around 2,000 people, compared to around 100 people in the 1970s. The executive director of the Seychelles Islamic Society, Sheikh Abdul Rahman Mikhail, expressed his optimism that Islam will spread, and its influence will reach every home in the country